Hello, welcome to Chapter 6, Section 3. I'm on page 426 of the hardcover textbook. If you're looking at the PDF, it's on page 25. And we're going to do the practice problems 2, 3, and 4, where we're going to divide using long division. So for the assessment, if you remember this from the quadratic stuff and from everything else that we've done, the directions are going to tell you what method to use. The directions tell me to use long division. So that's what I'm going to show with this one. However, I would like to point out, because of the 4, I'm not going to be able to use synthetic division with this. I'm really trying to think if there's a way to modify it to where you could. And at this point, because I don't like being the person like, you can't do it. But synthetic division usually works when I do not have a... okay. You know what? I think I just figured it out. I wasn't planning on doing that while recording the video. I think I figured it out, but I'm gonna let you see if you guys can actually figure it out. But anyway, if I have a coefficient in the x that is not the hidden one, then I can't use synthetic division unless you can figure something out there. All right, so I'm gonna use long division. This is in standard form, and I'm not missing any terms. So I'm going to write 20x to the second power, subtract 13x plus 2. And I want to make this nice and pretty. 4x subtract 1. All right, so I'm going to start with the 4x and the 20x squared. I'm just start with those two. Put them like right there. This is what I'm thinking. 20x to the second power divided by 4x. 20 divided by 4 is 5. X to the second divided by x is x. So that means I'm going to put a 5x right here. And you know what? I remember that I was going to change this. I'll leave it in the video. But I remember I was going to change that. I was going to move that over just to line up everything so it's nice. But you know what? I don't know if that causes more problems than it helps. Anyway, 5x times 4x subtract 1, I'm going to put right here. So 5x times 4x is 20x squared, which is what I wanted. And 5x times negative 1 is negative 5x. Now, this is the part, a lot of times students are perfectly okay with all the things we're doing, except they forget this part. So ding, 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 ding. Make sure you remember this. I need to subtract that. And when I subtract, I'm going to add the opposite. The opposite of positive 20 is negative 20. The opposite of negative 5 is positive 5. So switch the signs. Now I'm going to add my x column. Negative 13 plus 5 is negative 8x. Don't forget that I'm actually have a plus 0 here, so when I add my constant column, 2 plus 0 is going to be 2. Like I said, sometimes we say bring it down. All right, cool. So now I got the 4x and the negative 8x. I'm thinking negative 8x divided by 4x equals negative 2. So I'm going to put negative 2 here. Negative 2 times 4x minus 1. Negative 2 times 4x is negative 8x. And negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. Notice I didn't put a plus sign in front of it. Because when I subtract, I'm going to change the sign. Negative becomes positive, and positive becomes negative. 2 plus negative 2 is 0. And that is my remainder, which is 0. So I don't have to worry about that part. So my final solution is just 5x subtract 2. My final quotient, I should say, is 5x minus 2. And because there's no remainder, this one I actually could have gotten by factoring. And if you want to double check it, just remultiply. You can actually check by doing 5x subtract 2 times 4x subtract 1, remultiplying that and seeing if you get this. Excuse me. All right, let's do another one. Line this up so you can see it. Okay, now for this problem, I could use synthetic division. And what I think I'm going to do for the purpose of the video, this is what I would do in the class, after we do it using long division, because remember the directions still say use long division. After I do that, then I'm also going to do it with synthetic division just to see how they go together. That's usually what I do in class. I do it both ways so we can see how to do it. This is in standard form and I'm not missing any terms. So I've got x to the second power plus x subtract 1. What do I multiply that x by that equals x to the second power? Another x. So I'm thinking x times x subtract 1. That's x squared subtract x. Excuse me. I'm going to subtract this, so I change the sign, and get 2x. What do I multiply that x by that equals 2x? I need a 2. 2 times, oops, forgot to do this. Don't forget to add negative 1 to 0 and get the negative 1, sorry. 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Change the sign, and I get negative 1 plus 2, which is 1. So that's my remainder, and my quotient is going to be x plus 2 plus 1 over this, x minus 1. All right, now I'm not going to do this all the time. Like I said, this is usually something as we have class discussions that I do. But I'm going to do the same thing with synthetic division, and I'm going to let you compare and contrast. So I've got 1, 1, negative 1. And this is x subtract 1, so put a 1 right there. Now this is going to be easy. Put a 0 here, I get 1. 1 times 1 equals 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 1 times 2 equals 2. Negative 1 plus 2 equals 1. So this is going to be 1 times x plus 2 plus 1 over x subtract 1, which is the same as I did here. This goes faster than that, but you have to think about where everything goes, and also you can't do synthetic division with problems that look like that. So again, we're just giving you lots of different tools to work with here, right? And I'll check this out. Really compare this, okay? So if I look at it, I get that 2 and that 2, and then I get that 1 like that. So basically, I've got like I don't know if I can show you. I don't know if I show you where that 1 is. Okay, but you can compare this with this and see how they are related to each other. I find that usually if I start pointing things out like that, it causes more problems than it's helpful. But you're more than welcome to look at it when you look at the slide later. All right, let's do one more with long division. Again, x to the second power subtract 2x plus 3. That's in standard form already. That's nice, and it's not missing any terms. What do I multiply x by that equals x squared? That's the other x. I get x to the second power and 5x, because x times 5 is 5x. X. Subtract. I get negative 7x. 3 plus 0 is 3. What do I multiply that x by that equals negative 7x? Come on marker, negative 7. That gives negative 7x. Negative 7 times 5 is negative 35. And when I subtract, I change the sign and get 38. That's my remainder. So when I take x squared, subtract 2x plus 3, and divide by x plus 5, I get x subtract 7 plus 38 over x plus 5. That's that remainder 38 still being divided by x plus 5. And if you want to try to do this one with synthetic division to see if it's the same, go for it. We'll see you in the next video.